Hey guys, this is P.M.R.Bonez88, and today for my next superhero movie review that I'll be talking about today is The Hulk. The director, Ang Lee, that directed this film, and guest starring Eric Bana, Jennifer Connelly, Nick Nolte, and Sam Elliott. This film, The Hulk, is it's not like a non-stop jam action like the other Marvel movies, but it's an action sci-fi moving combination, and getting to see the Hulk this new kind of a Hulk that Ang Lee wanted to create. I would say this film is okay. I mean, it's not like a very good movie. It's not like better and compared with good and huge successful Marvel movies like Spider-Man, the X-Men, Iron Man. But what the movie starts out where Bruce Banner is born, and they actually talk about his origins. Even his father, David Banner, who was he was a scientist, and of course he was working with Betty Ross. Now for this film, it starts out when Bruce finally grows up to be a scientist, and they all say like father, like son, and apparently what happens is he gets infected by the gamma radiation that causes him to becoming the Hulk. But whatever happened was he was born with this monster like inside of him. He had it inside him the whole time. The only way out is get hit by the gamma radiation, which unleashes the beast. Now, just to see and just to talk about this new Hulk that Ang Lee made, what really kind of bothered me and a little disappointed me was about the Hulk. Like, one, his height. I mean, I can understand why he gets really bigger, like he gets really tall every time he gets mad. The more he gets angrier, the more stronger he gets, and he gets even more bigger and bigger. But they could like take him like a little, tone him like height down just a little, like a little bit, but not like too big. Hulk is not that enormous. Well, in the comics, he is enormous. I mean, depending on his height and how angrier he could get. And two, his face expression, it doesn't even look like the Hulk at all. It looks a total different kind of a Hulk. But in the comics, he looks like a caveman. He looks like a caveman, like a savage Hulk. That's what he's supposed to be like. And he almost looks like a Oriental Hulk beast, whatever he was like. But that's what bothered me. And every time when he gets all a little sad or emotional, I would expect like to see the Hulk a little more of being the Hulk, not like this whole different Hulk. But and three, there was like too much green color. Like the concept of his color was like too much green. For example, like the color of my shirt, that was like way too much green. I mean, they could have just make him like different kind of a green, like different shades of green, or forest green, or a little gray color, like gray and green color combined together. But there were some scenes that there was like less green in different environments. And what Ang Lee did, he like uses different kind of environments, different art concepts, and different elements of seeing what the Hulk can do and what different colors he could change, and tries to blend in the colors like he's supposed to be almost like a chameleon. Now I'm not going to talk about the whole film about this, but to see like the characters, the relationship between Bruce and Betty. At first they were once together. I think they broke up, but they finally try to get back together and reunite. And relationship with between Bruce and his biological father, David. What David does, he tries to like expose himself using his gamma radiation, which he has a power inside of him too. So his powers is that he can absorb everything. Like he can absorb the table, like he could pick up the table, like smash someone down on the ground, or blends in with all the environments. His power is supposed to be like the absorbing man. I never heard of it, but I've heard that in the comics that he used to abuse. In the comics, they used to abuse his son, but in the movies he barely like abused his son too much, but it was a little too short. But they couldn't show a little story, a backup story about his life. But when he absorbs all these powers, like he can absorb electricity, he could turn himself into a rock, or blends in with the water and becomes as the water, or a river, ocean, some sort. The movie it has more action to it. Two of my favorite scenes are when the Hulk fights off the three dogs, those three mutated dogs that David made. One was a poodle, and I think the other two, they were both pit bulls. I think they were pit bulls, or maybe the brown one was a bulldog, but no, he was a pit bull. But I guess when he turned or mutated, there he looked like a big monstrous bulldog. That was my favorite part, seeing the Hulk kicking those two dogs' asses, especially like slapping that poodle. That was my favorite part of this movie. And also the best favorite part, where you see more of the Hulk in action, running and jumping off from cliff to buildings to the bridge of San Francisco, and especially when he takes down all those choppers, those U.S. Army choppers. That was my favorite part of the scene too. So those were my two favorite parts, and I really did enjoy this movie. I think Ang Lee could have done a little better, but it was a good job for him. So with this movie is an okay movie. It has like good story, modern, and talking about the origin of Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk, and especially with all the action scenes and the fighting going on, and seeing Bruce transforming into the mindless savage Hulk. So just to rate this film, I have to give it a 75 out of 100. It's fair for Ang Lee, and it's fair for this movie just to enjoy it and see all the action scene and the adventure and sci-fi. And I do own this movie on Blu-ray and DVD. So the next time for my next superhero movie review that I'll be talking about next week is Hellboy. And this is P.M.R.Bonez88's signing off and saying is, peace!